throw it away. Every moment's one more chance to stand up or get in the way. So when I go, I want the world to know I won't beg, break, I'm going away. Every moment's one more chance to stand up or get in the way. So when I go, I want the world to know I was alive. I was alive. I want the world to know I was alive. I was alive. I want the world to know.
Hello YouTube and welcome to Germany and Veltins Arena, site to race number 23 of the NRSL Reebok Truck Series season number 4. And joining me in the booth yet again is Stephen Paul III.
Hello guys, welcome to the part 1 of Germany.
And front row today will be Preston Plord starting alongside the pole sitter Tim Randolph, who I now figured out I can actually edit which line they take. He takes drivers right and we have technical difficulties. Tom Shelley will start alongside Daniel James in row 2, with Amanda Shelley and Alger Baranowskis row 3, Sky Commons and Sam Young row 4, and Chris Louvier and Joshua Osborne in row number 5. Are you back, Steven?
I've been here the whole time.
It beeped at Skype beeped at us, so that's why I was asking. Here's the rest of Stargate as I hand it over to Steven then.
Well, as I predict, I excuse my language, this is family content. It's going to be a shit show, nonetheless. But it might be some good racing throughout the field. It's definitely going to be interesting. Amanda Shelley has the point lead, so the people behind her is going to try to capitalize, and hopefully Amanda goes flying off into the corner. And I got no pick to win. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be entertaining, just like every Veltins race is going to be. And with the close points lead, even Binky has a shot to win as we get back to the final row as Zach Flickinger and Johnny Gardner, who didn't take a time, is starting the last row.
That in reference to Gardner, yes. So with that said, the points situation coming in is Amanda Shelley is the points leader by 9 single points over John Irvin. It is 36 back to Sam Young, 62 back to 4-time winner this season RJ Reynolds. Kev Shear is 63 back as here comes the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Rest of the top 10 in points is Sky Common 67 back, Dylan Young 117, Jonathan Zorline 135. Those are the 8 drivers who could leave here as the points leader. Ignore that. That's just a side effect of me having to edit the lineup, or the starting grid spots, I should say. As Tom Shelley, okay. I haven't had many tests on this yet. As the green flag is out and we're underway. Rest of the top 10 is Joshua Hyatt and Zach Flickinger. The 2 wild cards coming into this race are William Brock and Preston Plord, ironically enough.
That was an interesting start, to say the least.
Yes, it was. As Tom Shelley, Preston Plord right now battle for second, and here comes the points leader, Amanda Shelley, who got to start on driver's right. That's an advantage.
For sure, at this track is Plord coming up here. Plord had a bad race at Dover, I believe at Michigan too, if I'm not mistaken.
Quite possibly, as Tom Shelley throws it in there, he's going to get the lead from Tim Randolph.
I don't think Tom has won yet this season, so that's a good move by him.
He is 11th in points and has yet to win. Meanwhile, Daniel James doesn't have many attempts left in that ride. He's making the most of them. He's going to 3rd now as Amanda Shelley grabs 2nd.
I believe next week will be his last run there.
I believe so too. He returns to the Cups, or Jack James is going to be returning to his ride responsibilities at the Texas Cup race weekend as Amanda Shelley has to get off the throttle. And that opens the door for Preston Plord to try and grab 3rd. And you know what? Go figure. It was working well when I was testing it, and then it goes to absolute crap in terms of the brake checking when I go to record.
The 97 is pounding the brakes there.
Yeah, so is Daniel James, who's on the embankment.
Rep Daniel James.
Tim Randolph's in 13 also making contact as someone was smoking off there somewhere.
The Pollards are battling back there. Irvin, that's going to hurt.
And James Shelley is scored a lap down. There he is, and that's who obviously went off at the embankment there, as Max Anderson is now into 4th.
Anderson's been on a good run, like getting a few top fives. He was the Daytona winner, like you always mentioned.
Yeah, that's because that's like the one bright spot to his season and to the SS Racing team right now as well. So,
the 10 of Rose in there. Pollard is now up to 5th. Steve Pollard 7th. Both of them look for wins.
Yeah, as well as Sky Commons could use a win. Hello.
And the brake, and at least we know we got our brakes working today.
Yeah, as the Bass Pro Shops 100 already almost a sixth of the way through as Dylan Young cracks the top 10 now.
Good job by Dylan there as he battling Herrera there in the Xbox car.
Or at least trying to. He's also having to battle Fitzwater in the 59 truck.
Amanda, I believe Amanda won last week at Michigan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, she did. Her first win of the season. As yep, and is opening the gap over the 24 of Preston Plord now. Gap almost up to a second as here comes Tom Shelley now in a battle for second.
Fitzwater enters the top 10. He's actually Alexander. He falls out. Never mind. Sky Commons up to 8th. Seth Cole is 9th.
Jonathan Zorline, a 3-time winner this season, is back in 41st now.
No track position. Tough break for the 98 as we have pretty much a clean race right now besides that incident with the 4 and 13.
Yeah, we'll have to check back in on what happened with the 4 when we finish up here today. Vince Almarego at the back. He is 41st in points coming in.
Mr. Consistency's back there too. James Qualls, another run he wanted.
No, definitely not, as Qualls is 13th in points, was looking for a good run to maybe try and move back into the top 10.
Well, when you're behind Binky, you know you're having a bad race.
As speaking of Binky, now Amanda Shelley is kind of using that 69 truck to help cut through the traffic.
That's not something we usually hear, but a 3-wide pass to lap traffic, as this is going to be an interesting 3-wide behind.
3-wide among the lap traffic as well. As Tom Shelley now trying to use the lap traffic to his advantage and grab second away from Preston Plord.
As the Pollards are coming to the field, they have caught Anderson back there. Actually, Pollard just passed Anderson.
Yep, Stephen Pollard third now moves up to 4th in the 01 truck.
Pollard trying to get a win in all 3 series this year. This is the only series he hasn't won at yet.
Doesn't have many wins, I believe, in the truck series at all anyway, so.
Remember last season, Pollard did lead some laps in the Cup Series at Ventus Arena before losing to Amy Shelley in the 89 car, so he's got a good streak at this track.
And he nearly got turned by the 92.
And Max Anderson just almost killed my stat.
Meanwhile, the lead over Tom Shelley now is 1.4 seconds for Amanda Shelley, as she is stuck on the outside line there for a moment, trying to battle with the 83 of Alex Perkle.
Well, the problem is everybody's on equal ratings, so on equal ratings in lap traffic, it does not bode too well.
As Perkle now is going to unlap himself as Shelley tries to lap the 00 of Kev Shear.
I mean, to be honest, there's not really no point in racing lead because there's no cautions. But, you know, if there's a wreck, you never know.
True. Or if you end up wrecking the leader.
That too.
Meanwhile, Preston Plord now back to second. He's gotten around Tom Shelley.
Dylan Young is coming up to the field. He's up to 5th with battle with Apollo.
And we're going to have a battle for the lead.
There's Plord down here. Plord, I believe, won somewhere this season.
Well, he did win somewhere. I don't remember where exactly right off the top of my head.
Amanda trying to battle.
Yep, trying to make it 2 wins in a row, but now needs to find an opening to get back to that inside line. Meanwhile, Preston will lap the 00, and now it's a Shelley battle for second. Tom on the driver's right of Amanda.
And Tom's going to need a shot of the arm here, trying to get some good luck. This will definitely help running good in the truck series.
Well, I mean, Tom was right on the heels of the top 10 in points coming in, as Dylan Young almost out of nowhere up to the 3rd position now.
Dylan, does he want to race? No, he has not.
Not this season, no.
So
It's been quite a while for Dylan since he last won in the truck series.
Jess and Seth have entered the top 10. Now the 6th of Sam Young is up to 9th.
Spots swaying back and forth a lot in the back half of that top 10. Meanwhile, Tom Shelley trying to close back in on the 24. Joshua Hyatt is back here in the 37th position.
He's holding off the leader. The Pollards have been creeping back up there, passing Anderson, as the 4 is now done.
Yeah, well, James Shelley retired before we even went back to the top of the leaderboard there as, hello, that's a move and a half.
No doubt. That's gonna be interesting. As now Steve Pollard leading the Paul over grade on Dylan Young here.
As Preston Plord trying to maneuver his way around the 11 truck.
This is a best case of those damn lap car videos.
Meanwhile, Tom Shelley now has caught back up to the back of the 24. Battle for the top spot once again.
Steve Pollard up to 30, just past Dylan Young. Can he get up here? He's looking for a second win to get in the chase.
As new leader is Tom Shelley. Trying to move his way into the top 10 in points.
Well, no, 57's up to third. He's closing the gap just a little bit here. Is now lapping high.
Well, and he was. Now Amanda Shelley trying to make a peek on the 57 truck.
I guess that I can't believe Norm's team could afford to come out to Germany, but good job by them.
I mean, they had the truck all prepared already anyway, right?
Yeah, the SS truck we got prepared.
And Amanda Shelley now will retake the third position away from the 57 of Steve Pollard.
30 laps to go. We are already halfway done, so quick race here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice little short track, basically. As Stephen Pollard third, now we'll try and pass the 57.
No, there's no grip on that outside lane. He's just struggling. Can't get back to the bottom as Pollard now passes.
And Sam and Dylan Young also battling for position.
Yeah, I believe Sam is Dylan's driver, right?
Yes.
So here comes Seth Anderson's in the back half, and Anderson just got in the top 10.
As Seth Cole trying to grab the 8th position away from Sky Commons, one-time point leader this season, and has fallen back to 5th, or to 6th in points entering the race today.
Has Tom won in the Truck Series before?
I believe so.
I'm not entirely sure. I know he has one of the Cup Series. This could be his first win on this channel. I don't know.
It might be. I don't know. If it is, I'm sorry. I want to say he's won somewhere. I just don't know where. Jessica Shelton now will grab the 11th spot away from Max Anderson. Here comes Trevor Germain as well, the 06 truck, trying to make get a top 15 run.
Yeah, having a good run in the unsponsored car. Battle up there. Pollock's still 3 seconds off the pace and not going to probably catch them unless they run into some more traffic, as Steve Pollock cannot get to the bottom at the same time.
Dylan Young now will overtake the 57. The problem is he's getting such a good run off that second corner that he's actually getting stuck on the outside going into the next one.
Yeah, that's the problem. Oh my god.
And now the 01 truck also caught on that outside line.
Yeah, and what's that allowing doing is the leader's pulling away right there as Faith Rollins and Kev battling up here.
Meanwhile, Preston still cannot get around the 11, and now that's allowing the 97 to scurry away.
Well, 97 can't get by Binky, and then you're going to have problems when you can't pass Binky.
But the well, he's going to be able to get around Binky Louvier now. And now he's got the 2 Mopar trucks in front of him. The first of being Chris Louvier in the 40, who has seen his season go into turmoil. 23rd in points coming in.
Yep, as only 20 to go now here, so it's getting down to crunch time to catch him.
John Irvin, nice recovery run from where he was at one point. Now runs in 33rd, as we saw him back in 41st at one point in this race.
Stopping the bleeding just a little bit, and now Dylan Young has passed Paul, so they're going to start the brigade of catching these guys.
As James Qualls gets a spot from the 69 truck, so move him up to 37th now.
That's one of James's worst runs of the year. We know him as Mr. Consistency.
As Preston getting stuck on that outside a little bit. Now here comes Amanda Shelley, going to make it a 1-2 for the Shelleys.
Steve just passed Paula back here. Steve bounced back to the bottom line, I guess.
As Dylan Young trying to pass Faith Rollins, or at least lap the 87 truck.
Amanda's back up to now. Amanda's got 2 seconds to make up to get back-to-back wins.
Almost 3 seconds, actually.
Yeah, but Tom's in a lot of traffic.
I mean, but that is still 3 seconds to gain, although that's going to help.
That's going to help a lot.
Gap closed a little bit.
he's going to be stuck on that high line with the 66 on equal ratings. It's not like the 66 is going to slouch over.
No, but I think he'll be able to get back in line here, although Louvier is going to say otherwise. So is Joshua Hyatt.
Oh, and Hyatt almost killed Louvier.
Yes, he did.
As Amanda Shelley.
There's Amanda. Starting to close in. That's going to be a big gap gain this time. 1.3 seconds the gap now, as now here comes Dylan Young.
Even if they battle side by side, Dylan's still going to gain, as the 97 can knock it on the bottom to save his life.
Definitely cannot. Losing even more time. It's under a second again.
It's just like what happened with Steve Pollard. Can't get to the bottom line, and it's killing him. And the lap trucks aren't slouching over.
As here comes James Qualls trying to get his lap back now. And Amanda Shelley had to try and fend off from Dylan Young. Blocks him off going into the corner. And now battle for fourth between Sam Young and Preston Plord.
Jessica got by Steve. Jessica's up to 6th.
Yep, there you see her entering the camera right there just for a moment.
Anderson back in the top 10, but it looks like Amanda's going to catch the 97. She's there.
As Qualls continues to battle that 97 truck. Now finally Tom Shelley gets some breathing room.
But to the problem, I was about to say, I thought he was going to go high, but one gives some room there.
Sabrina Roger. Oh, hello. Swerving, though. I mean, gave some room, but not a lot.
Well, Amanda's going to come back, and now, side by side, it's going to hurt Tom.
As can Tom Shelley open up a gap on his own relative?
This is the Shelley weekend, as 97 washed up the hill.
A little bit, yep, as Shelton now closes in on the 24 truck. Steve Pollard up to 6th.
He passes Sam Young right there, trying to get 2 more trucks, and everybody really close in the front now because the lap cars. 6 laps to go.
Important run there for important run for Shelton, as she's trying to get herself back into the wild card hunt.
Now watch, 97's gonna slide.
Oh, he tried to get to the back bumper of the 66, wasn't quite able to. Now there are 6 laps to go, as here comes Amanda Shelley 3 wide with the lap truck.
Well, oh no.
As Zorline is off the pace almost, they're 4 wide.
This ain't gonna work.
Who's gonna give? Zorline lifts as Amanda Shelley to the lead.
Wow, that was a really good pass by Amanda.
What a brave move by the 7 truck.
That was some lot. Well, I can't say it was a ball.
As someone is smoking is RJ Reynolds.
Yeah, RJ has found the attenuator.
Looks like, by the looks of it, the truck just kind of blew up on him as he was going down the front straightaway. Meanwhile, battle for the 4th position between Steve Pollard and Jessica Shelton.
I wonder if we have to look at
Rowe and Sam Young.
I wonder if anybody in the same season before, 2 drivers have won back-to-back races before.
Good question, as Shelton now gets back to the inside line and passes the 98 truck.
As the 7 is checked out.
Yes, she has, as there are 2 laps to go. A little bit of a checkup there, as Jonathan Zorline is apparently 2 laps down. That's how bad his day has gone. He's now 2 laps down.
Well, Amanda Shelley's going to take the action.
Yep, Amanda Shelley wins the Bass Pro Shops 100 back-to-back wins, as she'll extend the points lead.
Gilbert crashed. Steve Paul got up to 3rd.
I'm not sure what the beeping sound was.
I'm still here.
As there's a little bit of the little bit of tricks that go along with Veltins Arena.
Everybody doing donuts.
So ignore the idea of 21 trucks on the lead lap, because it was definitely more like 29.
Yeah.
James Shelley, though, the only retirement officially of the race, because it looks like RJ Reynolds actually did not make it back to the pit lane to his pit stall to officially retire from the race. And ironically enough, well, I was going to say, ironically enough, actually finished ahead of Zorline, but no, Zorline did clear him. So the top 10 today: Amanda Shelley, Tom Shelley, Steve Pollard, Dylan Young, Jessica Shelton, Alexander Rowe, Preston Plord, Sam Young, Trevor Germain, and Seth Cole. As Amanda Shelley all but locks herself a spot in the chase with 3 races left to go until the chase cutoff. Steven, your final thoughts?
It was a much cleaner race. I was, like I said, I expected a shit show, but I was completely wrong. Great racing up front. Amanda Shelley with a bold 4-wide move on her brother or cousin, whatever. And Steve Paul
Relative.
rebound the third. And the points is going to definitely, Amanda Shelley looks to go on the same tear as Jessica and Charles now with back-to-back wins. And we'll see how it turns out. Next weekend, I don't know where we're going because I don't think it's Riverside. But,
Nope, that was definitely not it.
so it's definitely a good race, like I said. Looking forward to the Cup race, and we'll see what happened in the Rex.
Yeah, so one more race this weekend to show you. That is going to be the Cup race on Sunday from Veltins Arena. For Stephen Paul III, I'm Gordon Frantino. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't today for more gaming and racing related content. This has been a production of the NRSL, and I'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.
Well, I almost forgot, but I promised I'd show you guys what happened. This is what happened to James Shelley. The truck just kind of blew up. Oh, and Zorline hit him.
Yeah, that's a tough race for James.
And then we'll take a look at what happened to Gilbert getting spun around. Well, here's what happened to Elijah Gilbert on the final lap of the race. He's trying to make a move on Kyle Matthews, and then I guess he thinks better of it or something and tries to turn, or at least tries to avoid hitting the 52 or something, and just loses it.
Yep, that's just trying too hard in the last lap as Amanda goes by there.
Well, at that point, remember, Amanda had already finished the race, so Gilbert was just trying to complete the rest of the race at this point. So
he's going to go off again. He's going to go off right. Nope, he saves it.
Nah, he technically will get to the line, but the race was already over at that point. But that is it, and we'll see you guys later.
See ya.